What's up guys, Callie here. We're going to be doing some Fortnite Save the World house cleaning tips and tricks. When you first log on or when you're ready to exit the game, some tips and tricks you can do for leveling up. What to do with your XP, what to do with your loot. We're going to be going through all of that type of stuff. And then kind of where I dump my XP, where I dump it into my heroes, where I dump it into my schematics, why I have stuff at the certain levels that they're at. And yeah, so let's dive right into it. Alright guys, so when you first log on to Save the World, your starting screen is going to be the play screen. So when you first log on, the first thing I'm going to do is I always check and see if I have any pinatas. Sometimes you get these from daily check-ins, sometimes you get them from, you know, you've had them from previous missions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open all the llamas that I have. You basically want to gather all the materials that you can get before you start doing your house cleaning that you're going to be doing. So let's grab some of these llamas and see what they got inside. Some of these are lower level llamas, so I'm going to speed through them. We'll get extra tickets out of these, which we'll be able to use to redeem for more llamas. We're going to go in here. We got some mini llamas from the last time we played. So if you get off kind of early from playing before, you might have some leftover llamas. So always do your llamas first. And then we'll go into the second thing that you're definitely going to want to do. I'm still hoping for a gold mini llama, man. I swear those things should be a thing.
Yo, what's up?
A lot of silver mini llamas. Oh, gold mini llama? Oh my gosh. I want one. So bad. Lucky llama unless you're gold. Decent stuff. All of this turns into XP. So all these schematics, I mean, it's really good that you get them. They'll all turn into XP that you'll use to boost your schematics up. A lot of gold too. I'll show you later on what to do with the gold that you get. Go over to the other half of the loot page, the event loot page. We'll use that later. This will be some fill-in stuff, so don't use your event loot right away. I know it's tempting to, but you're gonna want it for later, and I'll show you why. The next thing you want to do is you want to go check your expeditions. So when I log off for the night, I always send at least 2 or 3 expedition teams out, and what they do is they'll end up gathering supplies for me while I'm IRL. So we got a couple of short ones. These were just some easy ones. Just why not do them? You know, you always get your heroes back whether or not your expedition succeeds or not. And then so at the end of this we're gonna send out a few more expeditions. I'll show you that later. So we checked our expeditions. Now we'll go, I have some skill points I can look at. So when I'm upgrading skill points, what I'm looking for is anything that's going to help my tech, offense, and fortitude first. Resistance it means something, but it's a little more on the less valuable side. So I like working on offense more than defense. So that's kind of what I focus on. The reason why I did this one was because it had a upgrade there for increasing the number of backpack items you can carry. Sometimes if I'm running really heavy on my inventory, I will search out these items first. So this is a storage slot items for your storm shield. So these 4 I'm going to automatically do first just because I want those storage spaces. But then after that I'm going to work on offense first, then I'm going to work on tech, then I'm going to work on fortitude, then I'm going to work on resistance. So I'm going to go here. We're going to take that. We're going to buy that. And then the next one I'm going to do is this storm shield slot. So these are going to be the 4 I go to first. I always want those extra spots just to increase my inventory size. And I do run heavy on my inventory a lot. So those are good slots to snag up right off the bat. So you could focus on those 4 to begin with. That's kind of how I did it with this one. See, this one we still have quite a few of the outside stuff. I unlocked the second tier pretty quickly, so that ended up meaning that I could get more inventory slots. So I went for those before I even upgraded my tier 2 stuff. So now we're going to go into, so we did our skills, so we look at our squads. First we're going to want to go to the armory. So I start with schematics, then I do heroes, then I do survivors. Then I'll look at my defenders. I usually don't do anything with them. But we'll go down here and there's an exclamation point that's bugging me. Alright, we'll go back. So gun schematics first. So the way I have my guns spread out is we have 3 stars, 2 stars, and 1 stars. So my objective is to get my favorite guns up to the highest level that they can for 3 stars. And I'm going to keep them there because they're going to use Malachite and Shadow Shard. Then I'm going to get my second favorite guns and traps as well. My second favorites, I'm going to get them up to 2 stars, and I'm going to get them to the highest level for 2 stars, which is 58. And then what I'm going to do for the rest, if I'm interested in using it anytime soon, I'm going to get it to the highest 1-star level. And so like this trap's at the highest 1-star level it can be at. This gun's at the highest 1-star. These guys are the highest 1 stars they can be. So these are like my 3rd tier guns. So these are my 2nd tiers and these are my 1st tiers. When I'm using XP, so the next step is going to be using XP to upgrade these. So I have 42,000 XP. I get to decide where I really want to use this stuff at. A lot of my 1 stars are ready to upgrade to 2 stars. So if I want to dump XP into those type of weapons, I can do that. I also could upgrade some of these lower guys. If I'm interested in using them, I can upgrade them to the highest 1 star, which is going to be 34. Some of these 34s I can consider upgrading to the highest 2 star, which is going to be 58. What I've really been doing lately is trying to get my 4 favorite guns that I use all the time. I'm trying to get those to the highest max level. So what I'm going to do this round is I'm actually going to evenly space out this XP that I have saved up, and I'm going to try to use about the same amount for each gun. I've already got my favorite gun is leveled up as max as it can be, so that's my Razor Blade. I haven't unlocked the upgrade ability yet, so it's probably going to sit there for a while, but I just used a whole bunch on that. So we'll go to this one, we'll use what's left on there. So this is kind of how I upgrade my schematics. I decided this time to spread it out between these 2. Next time I might spread it out to one of these lower guys and try to get it upgraded. If you do the lower guys, they're very cheap to upgrade. So what you can do is, like I'm going to do now, is you upgrade these high tiers, and then you look and see if you want to upgrade a low tier. And I have a trap here. It's only 1800, so we can upgrade him once. And then we can go even further down here. If there's something I'm interested in, I've been using a lot of ceiling traps lately, so I can upgrade this probably twice. Yep. So that's kind of the way I spread out my my XP when I'm upgrading schematics. You got your top, and then I think 4 is probably too many. You should have your top 2, maybe a top 3. I used a lot of XP trying to level up 4 guns at one time, and I also did this when I was a lower level and they were down in the 50s range. I had 4 that I really these 4 that I kept my highest guns. So that's what I do. All of them are tagged as my favorites. I just don't ever want to delete anything I love accidentally. And then also what you can do to get more XP points is you can come down here. This is what the loot llamas come in. So they give you all these lower blues and greens and white schematics. So what you're going to do is you're going to batch recycle and see how all my gold stuff is all tagged as favorites, so I can't even recycle them or accidentally click on them. These are stuff that's given to me in the game, so I can't recycle them, but I'm going to recycle all of these. I will never craft any of these guns ever. I probably won't ever craft the traps either. I have this wall trap in gold. I'm going to click it. But some of these healing pads I would consider holding on to. Healing pads and traps at lower levels I would consider holding on to because you can craft them cheaply. They take less to craft. So this one I need 14 herbs, 5 flowers, and 4 bacon. So I can craft this. It's going to be less powerful, but I can craft it at less of a cost. So sometimes I'll hold some of these lower level traps just to craft at less of a cost. Just in case, you never know. I have stuff like this. As I'm looking through, I will also be checking to see if they can add stuff to my collection book. So what I have a purple trap here, I have a freeze trap there, and I have a purple trap here, freeze trap. So what I can do is I can add this to my collection book, and then it will go towards upgrading collections. I'm constantly looking for these things to upgrade. The only time I won't add it to a collection book is this one. I don't have a gold one of those. So I'm going to keep this in my inventory just in case I ever, for some reason, needed to use a floor launcher. I have that available to craft. It's going to be a low level, level 15, but if I ever, for some reason, needed a floor launcher, I could absolutely craft one. Another thing like this was a skewer that I got in a llama the last time I played. I'm going to add that to the collection book. Any of these, they're all going to get added. Raptor, we're going to add that to the collection book. If I'm ever crafting weapons, they're going to be gold. I just don't craft weapons that are purple. I mean, I know some players will. I just don't use the resources to upgrade these schematics any higher than they're going to go. So if they're not going to go into the collection book, see, this is what happens when you upgrade your collection book. We reached a new collection level. We're going to open that, and it's going to give us something awesome. Pure drops, oh, this is a big level. Pure drops, we also get lightning in a bottle, as well as Eye of the Storm. These are all upgrade materials that you'll need. So, I think I missed this on the Badger cycle. I'm going to keep, I've been holding on to this too, so I can have the ability to craft those. These are all going to get transformed into XP. Lots and lots of XP. The only time I would consider keeping purples, like I said, are if they're traps that you don't have in gold, or if they're special guns. Like this Founder's Revolt was given to me in the beginning of the game. It's actually a really good gun. I've kept this and tagged it as one of my favorites. This is just a gun I like and I've used in gameplay. I just keep it around to have it. It's sentimental value, first gun of the game, and I've crafted a couple of them before. So it is a gun I like to give away as well. But just from these guns and not from the, or just from these schematics and not the ones I did earlier, I'm getting 35,000 XP. So this is going to help me upgrade to what I really want to use. They're going to give me warnings about the rarities. So there, we still have these two purples. And now we're going to go, let's see how much. We have another 52,000 XP to use. So let's see, what do we want to upgrade? I think I want to upgrade something else to the max 1 star, which is a 34. I got a bunch of shotguns. I really wish I had more rifles. Oh, I knew it was going to be in here. Alright, don't do what I'm doing. I'm buying this because it's a brand new gun. I knew they were at it, so I've been saving gold for a while. But this gold should actually be used for some of these resources when you're upgrading. I'll show you why. But I love this new gun and I want to upgrade it so fast. I've heard nothing but good things from it. So we're going to go back to our armory. I'm going to dump all the XP that I just got into this gun. I heard it's amazing. People have been using it all day long. Yeah, I can't help myself. Sometimes you run into situations like this where you have something that you want super bad and you hear it's a great gun. Alright, so we got plenty of upgrade materials. I'm going to hopefully be able to get this up to max 2 star. No. So close. So close. Oh, interesting. I'm kind of curious why they... Oh, because it wasn't marked as favorite. That's why. I'm gonna hit this one with a favorite too. So this is like, I know, sometimes you get a gun like this and you want to upgrade it as high as you possibly can. So this is that's one thing that you can do, is just make sure you get rid of some of those lower guns. Upgrade the guns you really like using and make them powerful so they help you in the game. So that is our schematic tip. Alright, now that we're finished with schematics, I'm going to jump into heroes. And we're going to go check out how much XP we have. 42,000 XP. So before we did some tinkering and then we did our batch retire. I'm going to do my batch retire right off the bat. So any of these guys, what I'm going to do is check first and see if anybody can be slotted in my collection book. None of them can be slotted. So we're going to batch retire them all. Batch, 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 batch. Him I'm going to keep around for just a minute. So let's see how much more XP we just gained off of that. I could have looked. 51, another 10k in XP. And then, like I said, I had my striker AC that I've been targeting. My cloak star. My cloak star is max. I was upgrading Ragnarok until I got striker AC. So striker AC has been my new focus. I also have an Outlander that I've been upgrading as well because I need his Bull Rush to complete a mission quest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this all into striker AC, but what I would normally do is I would focus on one or two that I want to upgrade and get to max. So my cloak star was the first one. He was the first mythic hero that I got, so I automatically wanted to upgrade him to the most. The highest he could be. I had the new ninja. I got him to about 50 before I got bored of him. He's kind of the same as cloak star with a couple of fancy different abilities. Ragnarok was fun. Got my first taste of an Outlander, and then I finally got striker AC. So we're gonna evolve. I've been waiting for pure drops of rain for him to evolve too, so it was a good thing we leveled up those collection book schematics with schematics. Yeah, we're just gonna get them all the way to the top. I might even get them to 20. Yep. Boom. So let's go back, see if we can evolve them one more time. I don't have enough hero XP, which is totally understandable. But he's at a solid level 58 now. So I can play with him in some lower level missions and get used to his style of fighting. It's going to be a little different since I'm so used to playing with ninjas. And Ragnarok's kind of a different style Outlander. So striker AC is going to be fun. I'm curious to see how much fun he is. So I could take some of these lower guys and I could put them either in my collection book, or I could batch retire them and give me more XP. But these guys are useful for they're useful for expedition squads. Like, keep a few of them around, and you'll see when we do expedition squads later why they become super useful. So, but like I said, we do schematics, heroes, now we're on survivors. Let's go see how much survivor XP we have. So we got 35k in survivor XP. We got a lot of survivors here on the bottom that are brand new. So we're going to go through and just make sure we can't slot any of them into our collection book. Check, check. Check them all. Because you never know when you miss that random blue or green that you could have slotted into your collection book. It's always good to do a quick little check. Alright, so now we've checked them. We're going to go batch retire. Batch retire. And for now, I'm going to batch retire whites, greens, and blues. So another 8k in survivors. And I'm going to go through and just take a look. Some of these guys are, I'm pretty sure nobody can be slotted in my collection book or else they'd already be there. But I'll show you why these are useful in a second. These purple guys are basically fill-ins for any missing squad member. So okay, so we're gonna go into XP first. So we're gonna check out, we've got 44,000 XP, and what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to focus some of my XP on one of these top mythic survivors, which is gonna end up being him because he's the lowest. And I'm gonna give him about 2 or 3 pulls. So we're gonna do 2 or 3 pulls on him. We'll get down to 30k, we'll do 2. So that gives him a nice little buff. Yeah, we just buffed him up to 61. So he's right up there with my lower end mythics. She's been buffed up all the way to level 72, which is not the max level yet, but I'm getting there. When it comes to survivors, I like to share the wealth. So I kind of like to make sure everybody gets a piece of the chunk. I don't focus on anybody in particular. I'm gonna upgrade some of these lower guys and give them about 2 pulls apiece. And I'm just floating this around everybody. I will end up capping these guys at 2-star maxes. So any of these guys, when they hit that 2-star max, I will end up capping them there, and I will work on my mythics solely. But I want to get these guys to 2-star, and I want to get these guys to 3-star. That's my goal. That's what I'm looking to get upgrades. So you just want to evenly distribute. Make sure you're not focused on one or the other. Get a nice even distribution throughout all of your survivors. And so what these purple guys are useful for is when you go to your squads and you go to your survivor squads, these purple guys fill in. And so when you're waiting to pull some legendaries that work well with your squad groups, you get these purple guys with their perks. And so as you can see, I have like all of my legendaries are all slotted. So these purple guys I match with whatever perk that they get. So you're getting the squad bonuses by matching perks. And sometimes you don't get matching perks. It doesn't happen that way all the time. But you want to get as many as you can, so you get these leader match, these squad bonuses is what you're shooting for. You want to get as many of those as possible. So sometimes when I get a lot of XP and I do a lot of leveling, I will reset a bunch of my squads, and I will start from the beginning and remake them. And I can usually come up with about a quarter of a bar just by resetting my squads and filling out the different squads with their bonuses and everything. So that is survivor squads. So now we got schematics, heroes, survivors, and defenders. But we're gonna look at this though, and we're gonna see we're down to 5,375. Curious, it's 5,375. Your defender XP is the same as your hero XP. So I very rarely level up defenders. I have a handful of legendary defenders leveled up. I have a couple of epic defenders leveled up. This was mostly done for missions or help in my storm shield. I'll sit here and batch retire some of these though. Yeah, they should all be we're gonna kill them. Yeah. Perfect. So now we got epics, we got legendaries, and then the one that they give us. But what's cool about this is when you do that, you have more hero XP. So I just I did that, and I think I can evolve him now. Yeah, just from that extra XP that I got from doing my defenders. And the defenders come into play when you start doing like storm shield defenses, or if you're doing if you go into the horde quests. Defenders can be very helpful in those. If you're doing the main quests, they're really not that helpful, so I don't find any value in upgrading them very much. So that's just personal opinion for me. That's how I play. Oh look, we got our striker AC almost all the way up. So excited about him. Been dying to play with him for a long time. So that is awesome. We finished our schematics, we finished our heroes, we finished our survivors, and we finished our defenders. So, ooh, I also have a transform key. I probably should have thought about that before I started batch retiring everybody. Actually, let's use this. Because guess what? You know those purples we were talking about? The survivor purples? We're going to use them to transform this. And I'm just hoping down the road that I'll eventually get more of these guys to fill in slots. But I think this will work out perfectly. Yep, we'll get a legendary out of this, and we have plenty of survivors down here. The requirements are rescuing survivors and having those survivors in there. But yeah, so they are useful too, especially when you're doing schematic transformations. So this is a good thing. Like, this is definitely what you want to do. Awesome, we got a legendary survivor. We're going to continue, we're going to go back. Let's see if we can't slot him in somewhere. So I notice, I'm going to upgrade and inspect him. His personality is cooperative. And he also has a shield regen bonus. So those are two things to pay attention. We're going to go into our squads. We're going to go into our survivor squads. And I'm going to go see if, first off, anybody has his... you know what? He's going to fit in perfectly right there. Boom. And these two guys have the same, but he doesn't. He's not supposed to belong in here, but he's a mythic that's leveled up high. So I'm going to keep him in there. Oh, I didn't select him all the way. Select. We're also going to give him a handful of upgrades. Smack him with a few upgrades. This is what was left over from leveling our high level guys, and then spreading some out a little bit. He's got an evolution. We're not going to be able to evolve him now, but it's definitely useful. So we already jumped up about a quarter of a bar just by doing that. Let's check out the rest of these. I wish I had a legendary survivor that matched him, or a lead survivor that matched him, but I don't. Yeah, that mythic belongs here and not here. So I need a better scouting party mythic to go in there. Perfect. Alright, so now schematics, heroes, squads, defenders, transforms, collection book. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Slotting things into your collection book. This is an easy way to gain a bunch of rewards. You can do rewards info and kind of look and see what your next couple of levels are going to be. 3K experience, like, that's kind of a big deal. That makes a difference when you're leveling up some stuff. These 500 V-Bucks, that's huge. That's a mini llama pack. So, and then you could also look through here. There's shows you all the selections for all your different heroes, all your people, your defenders and survivors, all your trap info, assault rifles. So you can go through the whole list, and you'll see that, look, I'm missing like a gray semi-auto. Like this, yeah, see this gun right here, like I've probably batch recycled a few of them, and I just never have the chance to check and see if they have a slotted position. So that's my fault for being a little lazy. Look, this one too, a pump action shotgun. I probably batch recycled so many of those. So it's a good thing to pay attention to, and you can click further in here and check and see the rest of the what do they call that? The evolutions that your gun goes through. So that's what you're looking for in there. So we did defender. Oh, okay, defender squads. These are for your home-based storm shields. This is, like I said, defenders are very helpful when you're doing storm shield defenses. So you're gonna want to slot them into certain positions. We'll just select that one in there for now. And these will belong in your... They'll be choosable from your home base storm shield. We did heroes. Skills. We talked about skills. I bought that schematic. Oh, we could talk about upgrading schematic perks. So let's see. I'm gonna upgrade. So when you start getting high level guns like these, and you know for sure that you're gonna use them a lot, you can upgrade the perk abilities. Let's go back. You can modify the perk abilities. So we can go into movement, and we can upgrade that. So and these are what you use the re-perks and the uncommon perk-ups for. So you could actually change the perk to something different if you like that. Or if you like the perk that it's given, like the attack speed and movement speed, you can upgrade them to a green tier instead of a gray tier. Heavy attack energy efficiency. So it takes me a second to kind of figure out what I'm going to want to do on these. 'Cause sometimes it's beneficial to upgrade to a different perk. Then it'll also give you the ability to change it later too. But I do believe I like attack speed. So we're going to upgrade that perk. It's going to give it more attack speed. It can go from 15 to 20 now, but now you're going to need these rare re-perks, and that's something we don't have quite enough of. But I do believe we still have plenty of uncommon. We have enough to where I can change. So like I don't like how these are doubled up right here. We have attack speed and movement speed. So it's a double up of speed. I would rather have something like even durability. Life leech is interesting. You know, let's do life leech. Do that. That's a big. So that's called re-perking. So, and I completed a quest by doing it. Oh my gosh, I didn't know the rewards were so high for this quest. How did I not know that? Are you kidding me? Okay, I should have done that forever ago. Ridiculous. Alright, so we're gonna upgrade. We're gonna take that perk we just upgraded. Oh my gosh. I did not know I had all of these perks. What? Okay. Oh, I didn't know I had all these quests. I've done perk upgrades, but I'm just starting to get into it. So this is a new territory for me. I want to see if I can. Oh, that's a big deal. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. This changes a lot. So now we're gonna exit this because I've been trying to. This is the one I've been perking up. So as you can see, I have all blue rolls now. Yeah, so I wanted to change this magazine size to reload speed. That's what I wanted to do. Ooh, I could change it to stability. No, I want reload speed. Alright, so we just re-perked that. Now we're going to upgrade the perk. Oh my gosh. I'm going to upgrade it to element. Change its element to... Oh, not enough. So you have to have the specific perk types. So if I was going to change it to fire, you have to have the fire up. If I was going to change it to nature, you have to have the amp up. If I was going to change it to water, you have to have the frost up. I do like the energy element. Yeah, we'll just perk boost that then. If I have enough, I want to do this one too, because that's a big perk. Big bonus perk to having that on there. Ah, I'm so glad I unlocked those and I was able to share this with you guys. See, every time, even when you play this game for quite a long time, you still learn stuff. You never know when you get smacked by some of those quests. Awesome. So this is what I do. If I'm ever upgrading or out of stuff in here too, I will jump to the events loot page and I will use some of my gold or my coins and I will buy Pure Drops of Rain. I'll buy Epic Flux. I'll buy Eye of the Storm or Lightning in the Bottle. This stuff is all useful for upgrades, and if you don't have it, storing this gold and coins is always a good thing. Then you can come in here and buy it. Like I have Uncommon Perk-up, so I can buy this for 125, and I can go and I could re-perk or upgrade perks if I'm missing any of this. There's also re-perk here, so for $100 and you could do it 10 times, you can get re-perk. If you don't have enough of that when you're doing upgrades, you can come in here and buy this as well. I'm super excited about that Copper Wraith. I mean, that's kind of how I go through. When I'm ending, I will go into these expeditions. I will find something I am interested in getting, like a large supply cache. And then I will drop in some of these guys. So we get a bonus for a soldier. We get a bonus for a ninja. Select him. I want him because he's my higher level ninja. And then our last one can be anything. It can be a wild card. I might play with him soon, so I'm not going to send him on any expeditions. 67%. Sounds good to me. You don't lose your heroes if they fail in their quest. All they do is come back to you. You don't lose anything, so why not send them out? It's all extra stuff. So we just sent them out on a big mission. We could also send them out on little missions. So look, we got some small crates here. Small crates are not as difficult. So like one hero and he's already 84. I'm not gonna send him. I'm gonna send, because I'm gonna do 3 of these guys. I'm gonna send him. That's Trailblazer AC. And I mean, even not having her, I could send him with 2 of them and it's a 100% chance of success. So I'm gonna get this small cache just by sending these guys out of here. All it tells you is they're not available, but they do come back. They do come back to you. Some crafting supplies, why not? We're gonna go do this. We get a constructor bonus. So that's 60%. I'll select her. And we got Wild Fragment Deadeye. So this is the reason why you want to hold on to a couple of extra heroes. You want to have the ability to send out these expedition squads, as many as you can, and get back some of these crafting supplies. Then you don't have to go and grind so hard when you're out on missions trying to find supplies. These guys bring back pretty decent loot over and over and over again. So you have a certain amount of expeditions you can do per vehicle. So we've already sent out a ship. I'm pretty sure we sent out a plane or a glider. It's one or the other. So air, sea, land, and these are the ones we have in progress. We have truck, sea, air. We do one more land one, I believe. Let's see, traps, stacko traps, traps or rescue survivors. I'm gonna do traps. Oh, this is not gonna fly. I don't have these slots open, so I only get to choose one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down to a low, easy one. Let me check and see. This has a constructor or ninja bonus. No, I want to make sure this just comes back. No matter what, I can just slot in one of this guy. He's gonna take 100%. I don't lose anything. I'm just gonna gain some extra materials, some extra mining ores. So these are our expeditions we have sent out right now. I'll even check and see if we can send any more. The way you do it is you check the prepare expedition button down there, or you, I mean, continually know how many expeditions you're allowed to send out, which it varies and changes as you unlock these things through your skill trees. So you'll want to pay attention to that, and do this at the end, at the very end. So when you're IRL or, you know, sleeping, these guys are working for you. Like this automatically happens. This is not playtime. This is real life time. So when you wake up, you know, 8 hours from now, you will have this small supply cache waiting for you. So super useful, super. I forget to do it all the time, but every time you get off of this game, you should send out at least 2 or 3 expeditions. Whether they're short expeditions or long expeditions, that's 100% up to you. So this is kind of it. I mean, that's house cleaning 101. Your top 3 heroes are always, you know, you have your primary and your squad bonus guys. You have your mission defenders, which are any defenders you have available. So I loaded up my top ones. Yeah. So you can check your full party stats here, your fortitude, your offense. If you're switching around heroes and stuff, all of these values will end up changing. So sometimes you want to pay attention to it. You get your basic ones over here. At this point in time, I would be going and doing some missions, and I could do like 4 or 5 missions in a row before I could, you know, justify coming back in here and doing house cleaning again. So, you know, sometimes this is good to do in the beginning, sometimes this is good to do at the end. It's all personal preference. So yeah, I hope you guys have fun with this tutorial. This is, like I said, this is just my, how I go about spreading around XP, how I do my upgrades, what I like to pay attention to. This changes from person to person, so don't feel obligated to follow mine. But evenly distribute, so you don't try to ramp yourself up too high in one particular area. I know a lot of people like to go for maxing out schematics so that they could build higher level weapons, but sometimes that's not the best way to go. You want, you know, a couple of different tiers. These top tiers are going to use Malachite and Shadow Shard. These mid-level tiers are going to use silver. These lower level tiers are going to use copper. So you kind of want to spread it out so you have the ability to craft at any level, and then you also use up the crafting supplies that you have. If all of these guns got ramped up and then all the rest were down to level 20, I would have nothing to do with silver. Like, I couldn't use silver to craft anything if everything was either Malachite level or copper level and there was no guns in between. I would have stacks of silver for no reason. So having guns in between is always useful. I might just craft this guy just because he's still at silver and I plan on getting into Malachite. So I might just craft a couple of those and stick them in my storm shield and in my vault, and just have them there in case I ever go and do any low levels, or I need to give away, you know, some medium tier guns to some new players. You'll have those available to give out. And they'll be crafted with silver instead of Malachite, so you don't waste your Malachite, you know, on a low level gun. You want to use your Malachite when you have your gun leveled up the highest that it can possibly be. Thank you guys so much for checking out my Save the World tutorial. This is just been a little bit of information coming from me to you guys about how I move XP around, how I upgrade my weapons, the ways I go about doing everything in my home base. If you guys have any comments, questions, suggestions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. I know I'm not the highest level ever, so other people might have done stuff better than I have, or maybe have different suggestions on how to level up their survivors or heroes. So please feel free to let me know. If you guys like the content of this channel, please smack that subscribe button and turn on those bell notifications. They'll let you know every time I post a brand new video. And then if you guys like this video, please smash that like button. I would really appreciate it. And thank you guys so much again. This is Callie signing out. Catch you in the next one.